What is going on, guys? It is DMG here, and today is not going to be a player review. However, it is still going to be FIFA related. This is something that I've been thinking about for the past few days and something I'd want to do because it is hilarious to me, but also it's something that we can discuss as a community and kind of go back and forth and see what all of our opinions are. And so without further ado, today we are going to be making a tier list over the toxic things that FIFA players tend to do. Now, as this is something that is going to be all about negative things, we're not ranking things that are good and bad. These are all going to be things that are ranking them from mildly annoying to certified rat. So, something that maybe just takes a couple minutes of your time. It's not really that fun, but it's not the worst thing. And then there's obviously going to be things in the certified rat tier that only the worst of the worst, the toxic of the toxic tend to do. Among the things we're going to be talking about are going to be directional nutmegs and bridges, toxic celebrations, pay to win teams, Varane and Mendy users, or at least people who are just consistently using the most meta of the meta players over and over and over again, through ball spammers, quitting when the game is tied, rubber banding your controller, 5 at the back users not switching players, so essentially only using the CDMs to just kind of run around really quickly, skill move cancelers, toxic messages, drop back / park the bus users, and then possession hoarders. Before we get into the video, make sure to like and subscribe if you haven't already, but also, we can discuss this in the comments. What's the thing that makes you guys rage absolutely more than anything else in the game? What to you guys makes a certified rat? What to you guys is actually not that bad and just mildly annoying? But without further ado, let's get into this tier list and see what makes a certified rat an actual certified rat. So we're going to start off somewhat positively here, and that is going to be rubber banding the controller. This is only going to be in the mildly annoying section. Now, this is just because while it does waste a few minutes of your time, typically people are just going to be rubber banding their controller when you have a win in Foot Champs and it's 5-1, but they still want their 400 points and you just have to waste maybe 5 minutes or so. Or it's maybe going to be in friendlies and you have to do some objectives and someone scores and then they rubber band their controller because they don't have to win, they just have to score a goal and then last the entire game. Again, it's inconvenient, it's kind of annoying, but again, you can still do some of your own things. It's not as if you're getting cheated out of a win or anything like that. Next up, we have directional nutmegs and bridges. Now, this one, I'm gonna kind of surprise myself with it. I'm putting this in the scum bum section, not the certified rat section. The only reason being is because the gameplay is so utter trash that some people feel the need to actually use it so their players feel like normal. Now, I'm not defending it. Trust me, I'm not defending directional nutmegs and bridges. They're absolutely broken. They're stupid. Anyone who does use them is still a scum bum. However, there are a very small minority of people who do use them in order to make their players actually feel like they are how they are supposed to feel. So it's not as if they're completely forgiven because they aren't, but some of them are actually doing it for a reason. A horrible, stupid reason, but a reason nonetheless. However, we're going to go into our first certified rat tier, and that is with drop back / park the bus people. They don't do this because of bad gameplay. They only do it because they rely on the AI to help them defend. They rely on AI blocks and this massive wall of AI defenders in order to not concede. These people right here that do drop back park the bus from minute 1 are the absolute definition of a certified rat. Next up, we have the toxic celebration. Now, we're gonna put this in the cringe tier, mostly because it takes so long to do, right? The people who would roll out that little towel and then just sit down and do this thing, right? Literally the only reason that celebration was made is for toxic people to use it. That is literally the only reason why. To be honest, I'd rather have someone dab on me because at the very least, when someone dabs, it lasts like 4 seconds. And we all know the people who use it are the ones who are also doing drop back park the bus. So yeah, just the toxic celebrations themselves are cringe. However, the people who tend to use it are going to be the certified rats. To finish off putting one in every single tier, we are going to put the Varane and Mendy users in the childish tier. Now I know some of you may be thinking that's definitely way too low. While it's obviously not the best thing and it can be obviously very annoying to come up against game after game after game, I would rather someone use Mendy and Varane and all the same meta players over and over again, but they play in a fun, proactive way, versus someone who has a fun team yet plays drop back, park the bus, 5 at the back, etc. They could also like them in real life. They could have a kit or a jersey signed from Varane and Mendy, or one of the few players that is, a meta player. That's still also a possibility. And using your favorite players from real life in FIFA is one of the most amazing things. That's genuinely one of the best parts of FIFA. So yeah, it's annoying to come up against, and most people are not going to have any connection to Varane and Mendy whatsoever. However, that's not to say Varane and Mendy users can't be rat-like, because they absolutely can. Next up, we're gonna go with toxic messages. We're gonna put this in the cringe section, mostly because, it is annoying, don't get me wrong, but it could also be caused by your opponent being very toxic as well, and you have to give them a piece of your mind. I'm big enough to admit I have absolutely sent a few toxic messages before. Now, obviously, if they're way over the top and you're talking about like doxing people and sending SWAT teams, that's a completely different thing. I'm talking about the classic toxic messages of, oh, you're bad, you're trash, lucky, piece of shit, you kind of curse them out or whatever. Like the ones that are just rage. That's it. Just rage. That classic Modern Warfare 2 lobby stuff. 5 at the back users, we are going to be putting them in the scum bum section. Now, 5 at the back users are pretty deluded because they tend to claim that 5 at the back is more attacking with the wingbacks on attack than 3 at the back, but with the left and right mids on comeback while attacking. That's absolutely ridiculous because I've literally never seen a left or right wingback play further up than the strikers and go to the corner flag. That they don't go up that far. You're playing 5 at the back, you're going to have 5 defenders, and your left and right wingbacks are not going to be moving up. If you don't believe me, look at the heat map after a game. I guarantee you they're not going to be that far up. So yeah, 5 at the back users are going to be a scum bum because they literally just have to have more people to defend because they themselves are not very good at defending. Next, we have pay to win teams. Now this one I'm also going to be putting in the cringe tier. The reason being is because it's very similar to the Varane and Mendy users. However, pay to win teams obviously are going to have a major advantage no matter who they play, or at the very least they're going to have a better advantage strictly because they put money into the game. They're going to be playing well above the level that they should be playing at strictly because of the players that they have, because not of skill, but literally just because they have the moments Ronaldo, the moments Vieira, and then just all of these moments in Team of the Years and amazing Team of the Season cards. Let's see, what do we want to talk about next? Through ball spammers. We're going to be putting them in the scum bum section for sure. You have no skill, you have no build-up, you have no knowledge of footy whatsoever. All you do is literally press one button and pray. Through ball and inshallah. Quitting when tied. Oh man, this is a pretty easy one if I'm being honest. This is easily going into the certified rat section. With Team of the Season starting a couple weeks ago, I've seen such a huge rise in people that tend to quit when the opponent has a penalty and it's tied in the 90th minute, or someone has a breakaway and they quit so they don't score a goal and win. And they do that because they are an absolute certified rat. They know they got beaten, they know they're a bad player, and so they make sure to have it so they abuse a mechanic and an oversight on EA so that the other player can't win. There might be an occasion or two when you come up against someone who's extra toxic with drop back, through ball spamming, 5 at the back, all that stuff, and you quit when it's tied, and that's, one thing. But the people who quit because they committed a penalty and they don't want to see it through, like this, oh, they are something special, let me tell ya. Skill move cancelers. Oh, easy enough, scum bum, without a doubt. Pressing a bunch of buttons really fast with no logic in it does not make you a good player. Here, ready? I'll be a skill move canceler. It'd be one thing if you were proactively trying to go through defense or actively looking at the defenders and where your opponent is moving, but you're literally just trying to set up an ISO play, just one-on-one, and then literally just spamming a bunch of buttons together. Like, just, you're not a good player. You're genuinely not a good player. It's the delusion more than anything. The delusion of skill move cancelers is probably higher than literally anyone else on this tier list. It is ridiculous. Not switching players. Oh man, this one is kind of tough. I'm stuck between cringe and scumbum on this one. On one hand, it is kind of easy to just burst through because if they're not going to switch, you can literally do like a heel to heel or just literally sprint past the defenders, the center backs, and they're not really going to chase you. On the other hand, they're not switching players because they know if they manually control a defender, they're going to get destroyed because again, they are not good players. Just to make the tier list a little bit more average, we're going to put it in the cringe section, but again, it does definitely have some scumbum tendencies. Last is possession hoarders, and similar to the not switching players, I'm stuck between two tiers, and that's the childish tier and the cringe tier. Possession hoarders are not people that try to actually look and proactively do something. They are just too scared to attack because they're not very good at attacking, so they just kind of look around and wait for you to make a mistake rather than them trying to actually do something good. So in that way it's cringe, but in the other way, again, they're not really actively trying to do anything. So again, all you kind of have to do is just stay vigilant and just kind of stay on your game, and they're not going to score against you. So it's kind of easy to defend against, but again, the reason they are doing it is because they're not very good at the game. Similar to what I did for the not switching players, we're going to put the possession hoarders in a tier probably below we should, just to kind of even out the tier list. But again, the possession hoarders do definitely have some cringe tendencies. And just like that, we have completed our tier list with quitting when tied and the drop back / park the bus users being the only ones in the certified rat section. However, most of these are definitely more toxic, with about 6 of them being in the top tiers and only 3 of them being in the lower tiers. So like I said, that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys did enjoy it. Make sure to make your own tier list. I'll try to save this, put a link in the description for you guys to see what you guys want to do. Send them to me on Twitter. My Twitter is also going to be in the description down below, so you can check that out. But like I said, that is going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been DMG. Peace.